Hey yo, Sean, you Mr. Kingston.
I'm feeling like you letting go.
What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys episode 47 of my fantasy sports podcast. And tonight we have a pretty promising slate in my eyes. There's some good value out there. There's a few injuries that are going to be opening up some good spots for players that don't really get the spotlight too often. And this will create some great value and allow us to make some pretty strong lineups tonight for tonight's NBA slate. So, without wasting any more time, I'm just going to jump right into it. Green is the color, money is the product, and winning is the motive. For point guards tonight, I'm really liking Chris. Well, before we get into this, I always forget. Let's go over the injuries for the night. James Harden is out. He's going to be out for, probably another month or so with a hamstring injury. So we know that Eric Gordon and Chris Paul are going to have more usage. Kevin Durant is a game time decision. Oh, now he's been ruled out. So this changes things. This is actually very recent at 3:18. So Durant is going to be out tonight. Steph Curry is also a game time decision, but he's listed as probable. This makes Curry pretty appealing because he's facing the Nuggets. The Warriors are at home. And this game should stay close because the Warriors don't have Durant, and I think the Nuggets could easily stay in this game. So we'll be looking at Curry tonight in both GPP and cash game formats. Andre Drummond is a game time decision with ribs, but he went through shoot around and he should be probable. Leonard is out. He has a torn shoulder, which this guy just keeps on seeing injuries just when we thought he was going to be back and healthy. So we'll see how long this keeps him out. So he's out tonight. And Gallinari, Jeff Teague have been out. They're out tonight. Mirotic, this is some big news for the Bulls. He has a virus, and he is most likely not going to play tonight. This opens up some minutes for Bobby Portis. And Reggie Jackson's been out. Game time decision with Randolph. We'll keep an eye on that. Rivers is out. Dedmon is out. Levine's been out all year. Carroll is out. This will open up some minutes for Joe Harris. That's going to be some good value. We'll get into that later. And George Hill is out. This will open up minutes for De'Aaron Fox. So let's jump right into point guards. I'll start with Steph Curry since I've already brought him up. Kevin Durant is now out tonight, so Curry is great value at 9,800. He should see up towards 50 fantasy points. He has a fantastic matchup against the Denver Nuggets. Expect Curry to really throw up some shots tonight, especially with Durant not being on the court. This really makes Steph Curry appealing, so try to fit him in your lineups if you can. I also like Chris Paul a lot at 10,200. His usage is really high with James Harden out, and he has a great matchup against the Chicago Bulls tonight. Expect Chris Paul to see his normal 32-plus minutes and get at least 45 fantasy points. He has matched his fantasy output the last two nights with 44.9. I expect him to get that in probably more than that tonight, up towards 50 fantasy points. Chris Paul's another great pick at point guard. If you want to spend down a little bit with George Hill being out, this will open up a bunch of minutes for De'Aaron Fox. 5,500 is a great price for him. He's going to be their starting point guard tonight, and he's going to see over 30 minutes. He should easily exceed his value. He needs around 26 or 27 fantasy points tonight. I easily see him getting up towards 30. He has a pretty fair matchup against the San Antonio Spurs because they're beaten up. Ginobili's out for them tonight, along with Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard. So a lot of their top defenders are not going to be playing tonight, and the Kings are at home. I think this game could stay sneaky close, and I think De'Aaron Fox is a great play for the Sacramento Kings. For shooting guards, I'm not really looking to spend up. I did like Eric Gordon at the beginning when James Harden was hurt, but since then, the past week, his price has gone up a ton, 8,000. That is a lot for him. He has shown upside. With James Harden being out, he had 55 2 games ago, but the consistency just isn't there for me to roster him. If you want to throw him in a GBP lineup or two, he has shown he can post a high fantasy point total, but like I said, the consistency isn't there. I'm not looking at him tonight. Guys I am looking at are guys like Will Barton at 6,400. He's been seeing consistent minutes off of the Nuggets bench. 30 minutes or more in the past week or so of games. He had that one 20-minute game, but that was just a weird night. I'm not sure what happened, but if you look at all the other games, he sees 30 or more minutes, and he's been pretty consistent. He doesn't have too low of a floor. Expect him to get in the high 20s at least in fantasy points. This Nuggets-Warriors game should be a shootout. Barton is worth a look. He's not a must-play. I do like Karis LeVert a lot tonight. There's no Damari Carroll. This will open up some minutes for LeVert. He had been hurt the last 2 games, but he is going to be playing tonight and seeing his normal minutes. They are saying there's a decent chance he sees the starting lineup tonight with Carroll out. But even if he doesn't start, he'll see really good minutes off of that Nets bench. If you look at his game log, he's up towards 30 fantasy points in his last 5 games, and he sees in the high 20s in minutes. He even jumps into the 30s some games. So expect LeVert to be a very fair play at 6,100. I'm definitely looking at him in cash games. Another shooting guard you could look at is Brian Forbes. Let me just get down there. 3,500. He's minimum price. He should see a lot of minutes tonight. Now, I know when he's on the court, he doesn't do much, but when you're on the court for so long, the ball's going to fall into your hands a few times. And at minimum price, I'm going to play a guy who's going to be starting and seeing 30 or more minutes. He should get around 18 to 20 fantasy points tonight. No Manu Ginobili and no Kawhi Leonard, along with no Danny Green. There's not many players to fit into that Popovich rotation. I think Forbes is a guy that Popovich trusts. He plays good defense, and he's a big hustler. This earns him a bunch of minutes for this Spurs rotation. I think at 3,500, he's a tough play to pass up on. So look for Brian Forbes to really give you some value and open up some salary for your lineup tonight. Small forwards, it's really a coin flip between LeBron and Antetokounmpo. I'm going to go with Antetokounmpo. The Bucks have a tough matchup in Indiana tonight. They're going to need the Freak to have his best game. He had been in a little bit of a slump, posting in the 40s. I know it's weird to say that someone's in a slump, getting 47 fantasy points, but for the Greek Freak, it is. 11,000 is a fairly low price for him. He's normally up around 12,000, and he's coming off of a game where he looked like the Greek Freak again, getting 64.9 fantasy points. I think he's going to really have a good game tonight. They're going to need him to have a good game tonight, so look for Giannis to get at least 50 fantasy points, if not up towards 60 tonight for your lineups. Another small forward you could look at is Joe Harris. With Damari Carroll being out, this will open up some minutes for Harris. I wasn't fond of him before, but I just realized that he's been playing pretty good basketball as of late. He's reached value in all 5 of his last games at minimum price. He's going to see up towards 30 minutes tonight. He won't do much while he's on the court, but like Brian Forbes, he's going to see, up towards 30 minutes, like I said. Him and Forbes make pretty appealing punt plays tonight, even in cash games at minimum value or close to minimum value. Harris should see a good amount of minutes tonight. If you're feeling like he's going to get up towards 20 fantasy points like I am, I would definitely fit him into your lineup so you can spend up in other positions. For power forwards, like I said before, I'm looking at Bobby Portis at 4,500 with no Nikola Mirotic. Portis is going to see easily over 20 minutes. Even in the last 2 games when he hasn't seen a lot of minutes, he's reached value easily. He needs like 22 fantasy points for value tonight. He should come off of that Bulls bench and see 25 to 30 minutes tonight. If he plays well, he could even see, starters minutes over 30 minutes. I think Portis is a really, really good play tonight. His price is down. His upside will be there with Mirotic out. And he's a great play in cash and GPP games tonight. A guy you could spend up a little bit more on is Serge Ibaka. He has a great matchup against the Brooklyn Nets tonight. He's a guy that consistently gets up towards 30 fantasy points every night, and at that 5,900 salary point, that's how many fantasy points he needs to reach value. He had one bad game in there, but other than that, he's been phenomenal all year. Expect him to see 27 to 31 or 32 minutes tonight. And the matchup against the Nets is just way too good. The front court for that Nets team is really tough. Ibaka should be able to exploit that, and he should have himself a really good game on the offensive boards and for blocks. I really like Ibaka. He gets himself involved, and he should easily reach value tonight at 5,900. Got to keep an eye on Draymond Green. He is probable tonight now, so I do like him. With no Durant at 8,300, he is very, very appealing. He could be on a triple-double watch tonight. Whenever Steph Curry or Kevin Durant are out, the upside in usage with Draymond Green is really, really up there. So Draymond Green could be a really good guy to spend up on tonight. I like him and Steph Curry. With no Durant, these two guys should benefit the most, and they could easily post almost 100 fantasy points together tonight. So Draymond Green is a really, really good play, so definitely don't look past him when making your lineups. For center's a tough position tonight, but I do really, really like Clint Capella. He's a great cash game play tonight. 7,400 is a little pricey for him, but his floor is just so high that his consistency makes him too hard to look past. He needs around 34 fantasy points tonight. He has a great matchup against Robin Lopez and the Bulls. He doesn't really, if you look at his game log, he doesn't really get below 25 fantasy points on any given night. He should see in the high 20s in minutes, if not more than that. I think Capella is going to play really well tonight, so he's not a must play, but if you have that 7,400 to spend up on at center, I do like Clint Capella. I also like Nikola Jokic at 8,800. He's more of a GPP play in my eyes, but he can really fill up the stat sheet when the Nuggets start to run the ball through him. Against the Warriors, he should really be able to destroy them. There's not really anyone on the Warriors who can match up with him. They're probably going to throw Jordan Bell on him, but his inexperience in the NBA really makes him a tough matchup on Jokic. I think Jokic is going to really see him touching the ball at the top of the key a lot and even getting a lot of rebounds and putting them back up. Jokic should see his numbers in all stats tonight. Points, rebounds, and assists. He should be very active on defense. It's going to be a really high-scoring game. This Nuggets and Warriors game I could easily see being like 110 to 120 by the end of it. So for GBPs, Jokic's upside is certainly there tonight, and you could really benefit from taking that risk at 8,800. That's going to sum it up for today's podcast or episode, whatever you want to call this. I really hope this helps you out when making your lineups. And if you guys haven't noticed, the FanDuel has now offered NBA starting five now. They basically make it so you only pick five guys. The salaries are different. There's more of them. I don't know why it's showing. No, here we go. I have been offering free starting five lineups the past week, and we've been cashing in pretty well with them. I've had a group on Twitter, and I post it every night, so I'll make a starting five tonight as well. Eventually, I'm going to have these on my website to be available to purchase. My new website update will probably be done by the end of this week. My web team's working really hard and quickly on it, and I can't wait to launch that and let you guys know when that will be up. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really beneficial. And if you guys haven't really checked this out yet, it's really fun. You pick two guards, two forwards, and a center. Really fun to follow. And if you think you have a really good idea of the slate, making a start in five is very, very easy. So keep an eye on that. If you want to be added to the starting five DM group for the next, I think there's only 3 more nights I'm going to be doing it because I've done 4 nights already, and I promised a free week. But if you want to be added to that, I think I have 5 spots open, so just DM me and I'll add you. But like I said, thanks for watching this, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, do it right now. And until episode 48, I am signing off. See you guys.